I have spent a lifetime watching high blood pressure steal years from people who felt perfectly fine. And here is the part that catches most of us off guard. The damage often begins in silence, while the force inside your arteries pushes like an overfilled garden hose with each beat. If that makes your stomach tighten, hold on to this steadier thought. A slow breathing routine you can practice right now helps your built-in braking system ease the squeeze on your vessels, so pressure can settle without a prescription and without waiting for months. My promise is honest and measured because your trust matters. Slow, controlled breathing is not a cure, and it does not replace medical care. Yet, it is safe, simple, and remarkably useful when you repeat it until calm becomes familiar again. Years of careful clinical work have shown that when we lengthen the exhale and quiet the rush of the inhale, sensors along the vessel walls send softer signals to the brain. The heart stops pushing so hard, and flow moves more smoothly, which protects the delicate inner lining that so often ignites inflammation and plaque. You do not need a white coat to feel this shift. Try a gentle inhale through your nose and a longer, easy breath out, as if you were fogging a cool window. Notice how your shoulders drop, and your jaw relaxes by the time you reach the middle of this sentence. Let us be adults about the trade-offs, so your expectations stay true. The upside is immediate calm, a natural settling of pulse, and a tool you can carry anywhere, even in the space of a quiet living room. The downside is that durable change asks for practice and for attention to the rest of your life, including food, movement, sleep, and the plan you and your clinician have agreed upon. If a voice in your head says that something this gentle cannot make a dent, remember that pressure is not just salt or birthdays. It is also the tone of your nervous system, and a quieter breath is one of the most reliable ways to turn down that hidden alarm. For tonight, keep it easy. Sit tall, relax your shoulders, breathe in a little slower than usual, then breathe out just a little longer than you breathed in. No strain and no forcing, just a smooth wave that tells your body you are safe. And stay with that feeling as we move next into making sense of the readings you see at the clinic, so they finally speak a language you can use at home. Most of us glance at the blood pressure reading in the clinic and dismiss it as routine. 130/80 sounds like nothing to worry about. Yet that very number may already be pushing your arteries past their comfort zone in silence. The unsettling truth is that high pressure rarely hurts in the moment. Instead, it creeps forward like water pressing day after day on the walls of an aging garden hose until the surface frays and tiny cracks open. Once that weakness appears, the body rushes in with its patchwork team of immune cells and cholesterol. And what begins as a quick repair gradually hardens into plaque that chokes the flow. The strength of taking these readings is that they offer an early signal long before a heart attack or stroke makes the damage obvious. The weakness is that most people never learn what those numbers are truly telling them, so they walk away with a false sense of security while silent harm continues. Think of the top number as the surge when the heart squeezes, and the lower number as the pressure that lingers between beats. Together, they reveal whether the arteries are given a chance to rest or if they remain under constant tension. Research from Harvard shows that even slight rises above 120 can set the stage for memory loss in later years, and the Centers for Disease Control warn us that nearly 1/2 of American adults live with elevated readings without realizing it. That means you or someone you love may be carrying hidden injuries in every breath and every step. The reassuring part is that once you see these values as more than digits on a machine, you can begin to act with intention rather than waiting for catastrophe. So keep listening, because next, we will uncover how your own nervous system quietly orchestrates these pressures and why calming that system may be the most powerful lever you have. For years, we were told that high blood pressure is mostly about what we eat or how many candles are on the cake. Yet the truth is more surprising. Your blood pressure is also a direct reflection of how your nervous system handles stress. Picture your body as a car with two pedals. The accelerator is the fight or flight branch that surges with adrenaline, and speeds the heart, while the brake is the rest and digest branch that slows things down and allows repair. The dance between these two pedals is called the autonomic nervous system, and when the foot stays too long on the accelerator without enough time on the brake, the arteries tighten, the pulse quickens, and the pressure stays high even at rest. The beauty of this design is that it once gave our ancestors the edge to escape danger, and even today it helps you slam the brakes in a near collision or muster strength in a crisis. The problem is that modern life keeps tapping the accelerator with no real threat in sight, so the system that once saved lives now chips away at health, leaving the vessels rigid and the heart overworked. Research at the Mayo Clinic confirms that constant activation of this stress response elevates both the top and the bottom numbers of blood pressure and doubles the long-term risk of cardiovascular disease. You may feel fine, yet beneath the surface, your vessels are carrying the weight of that hidden alarm. The hopeful part is that by recognizing stress as a driver of pressure, we open the door to practices that gently reset the balance, shifting from alarm back to calm. Keep listening, because in the next part, I will guide you through a method you can try today that directly speaks to this nervous system and shows results within minutes. Picture this for a moment. Being able to bring down your blood pressure not after weeks of waiting or months of pills, but within the span of a few measured breaths. It may sound unbelievable, yet careful clinical trials have proven that guided slow breathing can shift the numbers in minutes. In the year 2010, researchers instructed men and women to practice for only 5 minutes a day, and within a matter of days the average top number dropped by nearly 8 points, a change strong enough to match the effect of certain medications. The true gift of this approach is how simple it is. You need no prescription, no gym, not even a piece of equipment, only the rhythm of your own breath and a quiet corner. The advantage is immediate relief, safe for almost everyone, and it leaves you with a calm body and a steadier mind even in the middle of a stressful day. The limitation is just as important to note. This is not a cure. It demands regular practice, and it will never replace the care of your physician when serious heart or kidney issues are at stake. Think of it less as a magic pill and more as a safety harness, one that cushions your arteries each time life jerks you around. The way it works is surprisingly straightforward. By breathing in gently through the nose for about 5 seconds and breathing out through relaxed lips for another 5, you activate the vagus nerve, the built-in brake line of your body, and it tells the heart to ease up while the vessels soften. Every longer exhale is like a trusted hand on your shoulder reminding you to let go. And with repetition, this pattern retrains your system to live more often in a state of recovery rather than constant alarm. You can test it right now. Sit comfortably, let your shoulders loosen, breathe in slowly for 5, then breathe out just as slowly for 5, and continue for several minutes. Many people notice a wave of calm even the first time they try it, and that calm is more than a feeling. It is the opening for your arteries to heal. Stay close, because in the next part I will share another practice, one that goes beyond calming and actually strengthens the arteries so the relief does not fade but endures year after year. We often assume that to bring blood pressure down in a lasting way, we must sweat through long workouts or swallow another pill. Yet one of the most effective methods is so simple, it almost feels like a secret. Clinical trials have shown that a small hand grip device, used just a few minutes at a time, can lower resting blood pressure when practiced 3 times each week for about 10 weeks. Participants saw meaningful drops in both the upper and the lower numbers, changes strong enough to rival far more complicated regimens. The real advantage of this practice is its accessibility. It is safe, inexpensive, and it trains the arteries to stay more pliable so that everyday stress does not send the numbers climbing as quickly. The limitation is worth noting. It requires steady commitment. It may seem repetitive to sit and squeeze, and if you live with advanced arthritis in the hands, it may be uncomfortable. Even so, compared with the demands of a gym membership or a strict exercise program, this routine is surprisingly easy to keep. Picture yourself holding a small ball or grip tool, pressing firmly but without pain, maintaining that squeeze for a short span, then resting before repeating the cycle. What you are really doing is not building bulk in the muscles of the forearm, but teaching the vessels themselves to rehearse flexibility, to learn how to ease rather than remain locked. Scientists call this isometric training, meaning the muscle holds tension without movement. But in plain terms, it is a gentle rehearsal for your circulatory system. The reward is clear: lower pressure on average, and a calmer cardiovascular response to the daily jolts of life. If the breathing practice offers a way to calm the nervous system in the moment, this hand grip exercise helps embed that calm into the very fabric of your arteries, so the benefit lasts for years. Stay with me, because next we will widen the lens and see how choices at the table can either amplify or undo these gains. Since no exercise can fully protect the heart if the diet continues to fuel the fire of inflammation, two simple practices can change the way your heart ages. One that lowers pressure within minutes, and one that protects you for the years ahead. With slow, controlled breathing, you guide the nervous system away from alarm and toward calm, allowing the vessels to soften right away, while with hand grip training, you teach the arteries how to bend and flex, so the protection endures long after the exercise ends. The strength of these approaches is that they are safe, practical, and affordable, tools you can carry with you without needing a prescription or a fitness club. The limitation is that they are not the entire solution. Because if your meals and your daily choices continue to inflame the body and strain the vessels, the benefit will always be limited. That is why I remind every patient I see that breathing and grip work are powerful pillars, but the true foundation for lasting health is still built in the kitchen and at the table. The hopeful message is that it is never too late to start. Small daily changes accumulate, and over time those small steps shield the heart more effectively than any pill alone. If you have ever felt helpless watching your numbers climb higher, remember that every breath and every squeeze returns a measure of control to your own hands. I invite you to try one of these practices today. Feel the shift in your body, and then share your experience, because your story may become the spark that encourages someone else to act. And when you are ready for the next step, join me in the upcoming session where we will explore the foods that quietly lower pressure meal by meal, so the calm you create with breath and exercise is reinforced by the nourishment on your plate.